Hey guys, Chris here from Kite Republic. We are here on the lovely Great Keppel Island and I have no other than the Duotone foil designer, Jerome. Bonioux. Great to have you here and share some water time.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, we're super excited with the new Duotone foil lineup. We have a new product in the lineup that I think a lot of people are going to absolutely love.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about the Crest Dlab and where it fits, what it is, all the exciting bits?
Yeah, sure. So this is our new sort of surf foil wing. So this wing is all about being really maneuverable, having a low stall speed.
Yep.
And still keeping some good pumping capabilities, so you can, catch a wave, pump back, catch another one. So we built it obviously like with surf foiling as the primary discipline that this should excel in. But as is the case with most front wings, you can of course do a lot of other sports with it. It also works great for winging if you're not really looking for super high speed, but more interested about playing on small waves, wind chop, things like this. It's going to work great. If you're a kite foiler, same thing, going with, small kite, little kite power. Again, a very great wing for that. Yesterday we were playing around wake foiling on a 1 foot wake behind the boat. Amazing, like we were on even the smaller one, the 675. And guys 85 kgs were able to just stay on that small wake, so it has that nice low stall speed that allows you to ride small waves. And yeah, what is really nice about it is that maneuverability, that roll, that very loose roll.
Yeah,
obviously since we have it in our Dlab construction, this whole fuselage and front wing is very well integrated, and we've got minimum drag coming from this, so it helps getting that really clean low drag feel on this front wing.
I think we were blown away. Obviously I tested it on the electric to start with, and the first thing I noticed, a lot of foils on anything electric, you get a real kick before you break in and get good glide, which that was really nullified, and it seemed to come up really nicely with that. But for me, the thing this morning, winging and playing with it on the wings, I was like, the first thing I do when I jump on a new foil is roll it around a little bit, see if I can breach a tip, what's going to happen. Firstly, breach the tip, didn't even feel it. Actually did it a few times and watched it as I was doing it, because I was like, oh, didn't even realize it had come out. But as you said, the glide, like to be able to turn like that and handle like that, but then I was able to just basically downwind, kick onto some of the little swell and stuff we had and just go with it. It just seemed to have that really nice balance of playfulness and efficiency, which was great.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, it's true. It's a detail I didn't really speak about is the tip breaching.
Yep.
We did work on that. We've got specific twists and something we do with the profiles here so that it can breach and recover really easily.
Yep.
And yeah, just like you, it was quite funny. A little while back, a friend of mine had videoed me with a drone, and I was surf foiling, and I was watching over the videos, and I didn't even realize that pretty much every turn I was actually kicking a tip out of the water, and I didn't even know. I didn't know. I had to look at the video and be like,
that drop or
hold on, like, oh shit, I'm getting the tip out every single time. And it was quite funny, and I think that's important for those surfers, that you are able to go quite hard and recover really easily from this tip breaching. So yeah, nice point you brought there.
And yeah, obviously the takeoff and just not having that real kick that a lot of foils will get. It felt great on the wing because there's no, I can see it just makes it feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
But then obviously there's a lot of foil assist sort of categories and things going. I know over the last however long this has been in development for, there's also been some big developments on that side for Duotone as well. So is that something that was taken into account in building this, sort of that electric space? Or?
Yes, completely. We built that wing parallel to the foil assist.
Yep.
And so yeah, the whole time we were kind of obviously making sure that it would also work really well in that foil assist environment, because we do think that a lot of the customers that will pick our foil assist
yeah
soon to come will probably be interested by this front wing, because it brings some riding characteristics that we do not really find in our other front wings.
Yes.
We think there's a lot of people that are going to pick the foil assist with this front wing.
Now let's talk a little bit about that. If we compare the Crest to somebody who has been on the Carve before, do you want to maybe tell us a little bit of the differences on who you think would gravitate more towards, say, the Carve, and why?
Sure. So the Carve is our wing that's typically going to be used for sort of bigger wave, faster waves. So where you've got more sort of power pushing you, where you don't really need all that much glide, let's say.
Yes.
And also for the guys that want to do a bit of freestyle with their wings. So you're able to push this one faster and get to a higher speed before taking off.
Yeah, so maintaining that real control while you're loaded.
Yes,
yeah,
100%. So I would say that the pitch stability on the Carve at high speed is better than the Crest, and the Crest will just feel way more efficient at the slower speed stuff.
Yes.
When you start pushing it really hard, you might start feeling a little bit less pitch stable than on the Carve, whereas the Carve you can just push it as much as you want.
And I guess where are we? We're at about a 9 aspect ratio.
Yeah, like just over on the smaller sizes and just under on the big, whereas we're around 7 aspect ratio with the Carve.
Yep.
Different profiles, different twist, different angle of attacks. I mean, they're all completely different in the way we approach them. Someone that also wants to kite foil and is more interested about going maybe a little faster, do a bit more jumping, a bit more, let's say, active. Whereas this one is more about relaxing, going slow and carving. If you're more into your sort of fast-ish kite foiling and jumping, again, the Carve with the reduced aspect ratio, so reduced span, it's going to be a foil that you'll be able to put on an edge easier. You won't breach the tips as early.
So I would say basically anybody who wants to rely on the power source, being a massive wave or being a wing loaded or being a kite where you've got real power, is going to gravitate that way more. And anyone that's going to basically want to ride what's under them and then create opportunities and play that chess game of what's next,
that's exactly
is going to start coming towards a Crest, or well, you might as well move even further that way, hey, and and bring in the glide, which has been obviously outstanding for your downwinders, your guys who have wanted speed, but also that mix of efficiencies.
Yeah, so the glide has been on the market for a couple of months already. Very popular front wing. A little bit higher aspect ratio than the Crest. We're up around the 10 aspect ratio. So again, different profile, different things we're doing with how we evaluate from the center to the tips. This wing is going to be still a better pumper. So it projects further forward than the Crest. Where it's not as good as the Crest is going to be in the roll, on the roll axis, because of the extra span and the different sort of front view, that curvature that you see. They're quite different to one another. So that one is going to feel a lot more locked than the Crest. So for the advanced, like intermediate to advanced guys that want to be able to throw it around, not so good. But for the beginners that are just getting into the surf foiling, they're actually really liking this wing, because when they go for their first takeoff, they have a really stable platform, right?
And it doesn't want to have any of that.
It doesn't want to do that, right? It just stays really planted in terms of roll. So for a beginner that's just getting into surf foiling and is not yet at the point where he's drawing really radical turns, is more interested in doing a easy takeoff and easily getting back to the peak to catch the next wave, that's probably going to be the better option for him. And of course, if you're winging, that's also a very popular winging wing. It's going to be a little bit faster on the top end than the Crest. Because that particular profile is a little bit less draggy at high speed than that one. So not huge differences, but you will be able to push that one just a little bit further than the Crest.
And at high speed, I guess which one's going to have more controlled roll? Obviously, it's a bit spannier. It's a bit of a wider wing still than the Crest.
Yeah.
But it does have that thinner profile, or that quicker profile through the water. So when you're holding it at speed,
yep,
what's going to be more comfortable to then be able to roll off, or is there a difference?
At high speed, I would say both handle at high speed pretty well. Yeah. I wouldn't say there's a clear winner, but yeah, this one, like you said, this one is going to just feel a little bit more locked.
Yep.
This one, even though you are going fast, it will feel like you can still bring it in any direction you want to.
Yes.
But yeah, they are both able to cope with the high speed riding. No worries. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's absolutely blown everyone's mind, the really clear differences when you've got them under your feet, but then some of the subtle crossovers and the really smooth feel they just maintain throughout the line. Yeah, I think, you know, for downwinding, I love my downwinding, and that side, I think I still think the glide, unless it's really on, and then I'm going to want to be really playing across to this. Yeah. And then for the surf, I guess it's just that matter of what size you're towing into there. And just finally, I believe they all have a recommendation of which tail in the range you should be riding with them. Yep. Do you want to maybe just mention where that will be? I'll steal that one off you. Where that will be, and then what your designer recommendations are for what you've loved.
So in the past, we've tried to narrow down to a single tail, the one that we would recommend for a specific front wing. Yep. So for example, we'd tell you, if you're buying the Glide, get it with the H tail. If you're buying the Carve, get it with the Px Tail, etc.
Yes. Yeah.
But more and more what we're finding is people just like trying different things. Like they will put a H tail on a Carve, they will put a Px on a Glide, because at the end of the day, they still work around, right? So we thought, rather than telling to our customers, you've got to get that tail, we thought for a specific discipline and a specific way of using the wing, we would recommend that one or that one or that one. Yep. So we thought we'd write that down on the front wing, so then it's easy. For example, for prone, so surf foiling, which is what we mean by surf foiling, is kind of low speed riding in the 10 to 15 knot speed range. Yes. We would recommend going for the S tails. It's a bit of a lower drag tail, slightly more sort of symmetric profile, little angle of attack, and it's a tail that projects really well when you're trying to pump your foil. Yeah. So that's going to be ideal for slow riding. And if you're winging, or if you're using the assist in some bigger waves, or we didn't write it down for kite foiling, but basically winging and kite foiling are the same discipline in our eyes.
Anything with speed and
anything with speed, where you are going, you know, more in the 15 to 20, 25 range speed, we would recommend going for the Px Tails, which is a tail that deals with this high speed better, provides a little bit more push from the tail, counters that higher drag that you get at higher speeds. And also not often, every time, our Px Tails are smaller than our S tails, but still provide more of a push. Yes. So at higher speed, they allow your foil to stay quite maneuverable. Yeah. Because they are smaller. Yes. You know how you're going faster.
In terms of span.
In terms of span,
they're a smaller tail, yeah.
Often when you start accelerating, it tends to kind of like lock everything on your glider. Yes. And having that smaller Px tail in the span keeps things still maneuverable. Yep. So this is what we recommend if you want to keep that nice flowing maneuverability at high speed. Of course, you can still use a Px for slow speed. It still works. You can still use a S tail. It doesn't mean you need to buy a million stabilizers. Yeah. But at least you know, in theory, or at least what we would recommend for each of the disciplines, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. And I think a really nice simplified version, because as you say, all brands are basically saying, you know, we have tails, but you buy this wing and it goes with that tail. Like whether you're dock starting at 3 k's an hour, or whether you're kite foiling at 50. Like it's I think it's a good clear pathway for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice. Fantastic. Well, I know that absolutely everybody that has tried these over the last few days is super excited about what's coming and getting them under our customers' feet. Congratulations on the work that you guys are doing towards a phenomenal line. And mate, thank you very much for your time. and look forward to a bit more water time before we finish up.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, if you are after more information, hit us up at kiterepublic.com.au. Cheers.